Hello, everybody. Welcome to my live stream here today. We're doing a live stream today because we got a lot of severe weather happening across the United States, and I definitely wanted to pass along the information today to keep you well ahead of all the storms and all of the severe weather here across the northern plains, the northern Rockies, all the way down here into portions of the upper Midwest, the middle Mississippi Valley, getting into the Ohio Valley, and mid-Atlantic as well. So welcome, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great 4th of July weekend out there. And if you are in this live stream here, kind of waiting for people to get on live here, do not hesitate to ask any questions. This is what I'm here for, and I will be here all afternoon long here through the next hour or so to keep you all, inform you of all of the severe weather that is happening today all the way through the rest of this week, going through the Thursday and Friday time frame. So that will be something to watch as well. So thank you for tuning in, everybody. We're kind of waiting for more people to join here, and we'll start to get going and start to dissect all of the severe weather happening across the United States here very soon. So once we get more people to join, also if you do join, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, definitely do so. I encourage you to do so. I have weather, daily weather forecast video updates. I do on there long range weather forecasts here as well. So that is something as well that I'm starting to grow into more, kind of longer range weather forecasting here, type of stuff as well. And then kind of, moving in towards, the shorter and medium range forecasts is kind of what I like to do as well, kind of regarding more of the severe weather stuff. I kind of cover more of the hurricane and tropics here as well. And then also when it comes to, the winter time, I do cover winter storms, whether it's a snowstorm, ice storm here, or anything in between, the polar vortex, all that stuff I definitely cover. So definitely remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel to catch all of that, all of the latest on that as well. So if you are in the live stream now, definitely say hi. I do have the live chat up here today. Do not hesitate to ask or any questions today regarding the severe weather. Definitely say hi. I hope everybody's having a great 4th of July weekend out there. And knowing it is 4th of July weekend, we do have some severe weather happening, and I know a lot of people might be caught off guard, especially here today, as there is an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms here today across east central Montana, getting into western and southwestern North Dakota, and then a large slight risk zone across the Dakotas down through portions of central and western Nebraska, maybe even far northern Kansas, we'll have to see, and then even western portions of Minnesota as well. And then that large marginal risk here extending all the way over towards Boise, Idaho, even northeastern and eastern Oregon State, and then getting over into western Iowa, central and southern portions of Minnesota, and then diving down into northern Kansas, closer to the Kansas City area, getting up towards Omaha as well today. We do also have that marginal risk across the Carolinas into far southeast Virginia here, the outer banks of the Carolinas especially. That is kind of the remnants of Colin that was recently pushing on through along the coast there. Colin is really kind of not really packing a punch anymore, as it has really significantly weakened the last, it's 12 to 24 hours. So that is kind of a thing of the past now. But regarding for today's threat, we do have a significant threat here for some wind. So let's get to the kind of the contours for this for the wind today. We do have a 30% and even a 15% hatched area of wind across east central portions of the Montana, getting into southwestern North Dakota, into portions of central and western South Dakota as well. Maybe a far northwest sliver there of Nebraska. We could have 75 plus mile per hour wind gusts across these areas as we head in through this rest of this afternoon and into the evening and overnight hours. So definitely be on high alert across portions of Montana, getting into the western Dakotas here, as we could be seeing some very significant damaging winds. Also some significant hail. The Storm Prediction Center has included a 15% and also a hatched 15% large hail risk. We do have the potential for some golf ball size hail or larger as we head into the afternoon. In fact, we could have hailstones as big as around tennis balls to even baseballs here as we head into the afternoon across this area from east central Montana, getting into the Dakotas here. So that will be something to watch. Even another 15% risk here for some hail, kind of in a different zone down into southern and southern portions of Nebraska, getting into northern Kansas as well. And then you got that 15% general hail risk here across portions of the northern Rockies, extending down here into the upper Midwest and portions of the Central Plains as well. So if you do have any questions, I definitely encourage everybody to ask. I'm not sure how many people will be joining here today. I know it is a very busy weekend. People do have plans, but I definitely wanted to pass along the information as it does seem very valuable to me to pass along to keep everybody safe out there this holiday weekend, and especially after the holiday here weekend as well. We'll have a really active weather pattern I'll kind of break down for you as we head here through the upcoming week from the northern plains down through the Midwest and the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes here. I'll dissect that for you here in just a moment. But looking at the tornado threat today, we do have that 5% tornado risk here across portions of that enhanced risk area across east central Montana, getting into western portions and southwestern portions there in North Dakota. We also have that 2% tornado risk extending into the Dakotas here, western portions of Minnesota, and then a smaller risk here of tornadoes across portions of south central Nebraska, getting into northern Kansas here as well as you head through the rest of today. The tornado threat is mainly going to be tied to the late afternoon hours into through the early to mid evening. I think thereafter it'll really start to transition more to that damaging wind threat, with that 75 plus mile per hour wind event potential across these areas. So definitely be on high alert for that. You can't discount hail here later into the evening hours, but I think the later we get into the evening, the instability will begin to slowly here kind of taper off. But we still can expect the threat, at least here, for some very big hail, so that will be something to watch. Now, as we go here into today, we'll look kind of at the hazards here today. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch here across portions of southwestern and southern Montana here. This does include areas near the Helena area in Montana. This severe thunderstorm watch, I would imagine, goes till late this evening. Unfortunately, I wasn't prepared enough to look at when the expiration date is for this. I guess I could. We do also have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings firing up here near this watch area, not within the watch itself quite yet. We do have a far southwestern portions there of Montana warning, and then portions of a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings in South Dakota here in eastern South Dakota as well. So that is definitely something to keep an eye on as we head through the next couple of hours or so. So thank you everybody for joining. If you have any questions or you like to say hi, anything like that, I know it's 4th of July weekend, everybody's busy. I did want to pass along some very valuable information to you, as we do have a lot of severe weather unfolding across the United States, especially from the northern plains into the Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, and into portions here occasionally into the Mid-Atlantic as we head through this holiday weekend here, the rest of the holiday weekend, into the holiday here itself tomorrow, and then as we head through the rest of the week as well. Very active weather pattern here, and I'm going to break that down here in just a moment. But regarding the severe weather threat and that enhanced and slight risk zone across Montana here today, this is kind of one of the more HRRR models, high resolution rapid refresh model we look at for more accuracy with kind of what the storms may look like on radar here this afternoon. And as we move through the rest of the afternoon into the evening hours, you can expect some scattered supercell thunderstorms to start to fire up across portions of west central Montana, getting in toward the Boise, Idaho area. Maybe some stronger elevated thunderstorms up into southwestern Canada, into northeastern Washington state. Those may produce some small hail, but generally just kind of, some gustier winds potentially with that up to around 40 miles per hour, and just some heavy rainfall with that. Those will be more elevated, but the more surface rooted type of storms in a very highly sheared environment with a lot of CAPE or convective available potential energy will reside across west central Montana, getting into Idaho, maybe down into Wyoming here as well. And then as we head through the rest of the evening, we'll kind of see these supercells kind of move from southwest to northeast, if you will, and we'll have a little lull in the action. But then as we head in towards the early morning hours here, even on your Monday, we got some more storms firing up here, probably more elevated across these areas again, as we kind of have the instability starting to kind of taper off once again. But really, the potential for severe weather will be on the rise as we head through the Monday timeframe as well. So let me go back to the Storm Prediction Center's website here. As we move into your day 2, we do have 2 separate areas of slight risk potential for severe weather. One across, once again, east central Montana, getting into the western Dakotas. We have that large marginal risk across the rest of the northern Rockies, getting into the northern plains, the upper Midwest. And then another more interesting slight risk across portions here of the Rochester, Minnesota area, into from southeastern Minnesota into south central Wisconsin, eastern and northeastern Iowa, getting down into northern Illinois Illinois. This does include the Chicago proper area, getting up towards Waukegan, Milwaukee, getting over towards Madison, Wisconsin, La Crosse, Wisconsin, Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. Let's see here, Peoria, Illinois, kind of on the edge of this here, the southern end of the slight risk. Also getting up toward Rockford, Illinois, the Quad Cities, Davenport, Iowa. All these areas here, Waterloo, Iowa, Rochester, Minnesota, I think I mentioned a few. Could have that severe weather threat as we head into the afternoon here, as we head into tomorrow. So that is definitely something to watch. We do have that, that 2% tornado risk across portions of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and in portions of the UP of Michigan. This extends southward here into the eastern portions of Iowa, north central Illinois, even along the southern fringes of the coastline there at Lake Michigan, towards northwest Indiana. So that will be something to monitor as we head in through the day tomorrow, definitely, for sure. Then, as you see here tomorrow, we do have that 15% wind risk kind of going along with those marginal slight risk zones, and then the hail risk here as well. So still a dangerous day tomorrow. I do think personally that there could be an enhanced risk upgrade as we head through the day tomorrow across portions here of the northern, portions of Illinois, maybe getting into southern Wisconsin, eastern Iowa, as some of the model guidance is actually kind of bullish on this, potentially an MCS dropping south-southeastward across this area during the evening and overnight hours. So that will be something to watch as we head into your Monday. Then here moving along as we head into Tuesday, yet again, another, two separate areas of severe weather, and it's almost here. I know it's a different day, but we definitely have a slight risk across portions here of eastern Montana, getting into portions of the Dakotas as we head here into your Wednesday, your Tuesday. This will be across portions here of Nebraska, getting into the Dakotas, into eastern and southeastern Montana, into northeastern Wyoming here as well. And then another slight risk zone here kind of centered around portions here of the Ohio Valley here, especially the lower Ohio Valley, getting into the mid-Atlantic here as well. So that will definitely be something to monitor as we move forward. Kind of looking at more of the probabilistic type of scenario of how this will kind of unfold as we head into your Tuesday. More of a 15% risk here for some severe weather across portions of the northern Rockies, getting down here to the Dakotas, the northern plains. We do have that 5% risk across portions of Illinois, getting into Iowa, southern Wisconsin, and then that 15% wind risk here, or the hail risk, potentially with an isolated tornado, cannot be ruled out as you head into your Tuesday across portions of the Ohio Valley, especially, like I said, along the Ohio River, getting up into portions towards the I-95 corridor here on the southwestern side, towards PA there, down towards Charleston, West Virginia, getting down towards, portions of Cincinnati, Baltimore, to Washington, D.C. on your Tuesday. So definitely have to watch for that. And then the severe weather threat may actually continue across these same areas as we head into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So a very kind of active weather pattern will continue to kind of set up across these areas during this period, so definitely something to monitor. Now, let's go back to look at the European forecast model here, because this is actually a very reliable model that I like to use, and kind of see the overall weather pattern of how things look to unfold as we head through the rest of this week. So today we do have that strong kind of convective, convectively enhanced, Fort lobe as we call it, but kind of a short wave pushing across portions of the northwestern Rockies. We got kind of here some stronger weather across portions of the United States here as we head into your Monday afternoon. And there is that MCS complex taking shape across portions of northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, northeastern Iowa as we head into your Monday evening, and that will drop southward potentially here as we head into your Tuesday. Now, the European model here, the 12Z, it's kind of back and forth on this, whether or not it'll drop south here into the better instability or kind of stay north of the Illinois-Wisconsin state line. The Storm Prediction Center seems to think that the augmentation here of these storms will propagate to the south, so I do think that is definitely a possibility, with more strong storms developing here across portions of Montana as we head into tomorrow, and then these will drop south here. And then as we move into Tuesday, we got another complex of storms developing as we head into portions of eastern Montana, getting down to the Dakotas, northern and eastern portions there in Nebraska on your Tuesday. And then this will happen here overnight with more of a damaging wind threat moving through the Dakotas here, potentially some large hail, maybe an isolated tornado, maybe some heavier rainfall across the Ohio Valley into the northeast. Nothing too severe there. I think the more severe weather will be across portions of the Dakotas, and then this will kind of translate to the southeast. Now, I am very concerned on your Tuesday and Wednesday. This is the day I've been watching for derechos here. As you can see, the European model starts this complex out into eastern portions of Montana and drops it southeastward all the way through Wednesday morning into portions of western Iowa, northwestern Iowa here towards Storm Lake, getting up towards Sioux City. And these areas could be affected by a derecho here, as the European model is very bullish on traveling an MCS here, propagating from portions of eastern Montana all the way through the Dakotas and into portions of northwestern Iowa through the Wednesday morning time frame. Probably some type of MCV developing off that, or what we call a mesoscale convective vortex, and that will travel to the east here throughout the day on Wednesday, and then downstream from that across southern Wisconsin, north central Illinois, into northern Missouri. You definitely have to be on the lookout for a potential here, another MCS developing off the outflow boundaries as we head into late Wednesday afternoon. And like you see here on the Europeans forecast model, a potential for another MCS to develop off that mesoscale convective vortex, or kind of an organization of a strong complex of storms. And with strong instability developing here around this area, we definitely could be talking about another derecho as we head into Wednesday afternoon. So a very volatile weather pattern is definitely unfolding across the United States here during this period. And then yet again, as we head towards the overnight hours into Wednesday into Thursday, the European model still very bullish on producing some, complexes of storms across the central and especially the northern plains into the Midwest here during that period, with another potential MCS moving around the Chicagoland area up towards Madison, Wisconsin here. This is going into your Thursday morning, and then another piece of energy rounding the ridge here across eastern Montana, getting into the Dakotas, will be another potential on your Thursday morning into the Thursday afternoon time frame for another potential derecho or even an MCS cluster that will round the northern periphery of this ridge and move toward the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. So just a very active weather pattern, and I will be doing a lot of live streams this week. I will be doing live streams covering all the severe weather. Of course, today and tomorrow will be kind of iffy, just due to the fact that it is a holiday weekend, and then there's some plans and some outdoor festivities here that I will be attending. But I will do my best to cover this severe weather here when I can in the free time here between those events, to keep you ahead of all of the severe weather and all of the dangerous storms out there. So I will be doing live streams throughout the entire week to keep everybody safe out there, to keep everybody ahead of all the storms. And like I was showing you on this European weather forecast model, very dangerous, very volatile week ahead with lots of severe weather potential here. So that is definitely something I will be keeping my eye on across tier portions of this week. Now, if you are live here with me on this on the live stream, please drop a chat to be sure that can you see the screen correctly, or is it kind of blurry to you guys? Because if it is blurry, I will try and fix this as best as I can. So if it is blurry to you guys and you can't really see it too well, please drop a comment and I will definitely try to fix that for you guys, because I definitely want to get you the most accurate, most informative weather forecast for you guys out there, to keep you ahead of all of the severe weather threats this week. So definitely leave a comment or any questions down there as well. So if you can't see this very clearly, if you are in the live stream, definitely drop a comment and tell me here whether or not you can see this clearly on the weather forecast models that I'm showing you right now, because I definitely want to give you the most accurate reading on all this severe weather happening this week. So definitely do so if you can. But especially everybody joining here the live stream today, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. I do short, medium, and long range forecasts. I've been getting more amped to do more long range forecasts. I've been loving doing these things for you guys to keep you well ahead of all the storms. And we do have a derecho setup this week. There is potentially derechos, maybe more than one, as we head towards especially the middle of the week. I think the middle of the week is where we really peak in the severe weather here towards that Tuesday through that Thursday time frame, kind of centered on Wednesday, across portions of the northern plains, the upper Midwest, getting in the Ohio Valley. Now let's look at another forecast model for you guys. This is the GEM, or what we call the GDPS, and this is kind of a medium range weather forecast model, and this really depicts what we could see here this week as well. So as we head through the rest of today, you can see that severe weather across portions of the Montana, getting into portions of Wyoming here in the Dakotas as we head into today. Maybe a small MCS complex of storms developing across northeastern Montana during the afternoon, the rest of the afternoon to the evening tonight. Maybe some elevated hailers across portions of the Dakotas, getting into western portions of Minnesota during the overnight hours. That'll turn into a heavy rain threat here and a damaging wind threat as we really start to see the potential here of some heavy rainfall dropping with all this moisture in the atmosphere on the low levels here across portions of the Dakotas, getting into western and central Minnesota, rounding the ridge. We have all these spokes of energy, and that will continue through the week. And then as we head into Monday afternoon, now this model, compared to the European model I was just showing you, actually has this a little farther to the north across Wisconsin. Now, I do think this is a little too far north. I don't think the ridge will be amplifying that far. So if you look at this model right now and you see a complex of storms in Wisconsin, yeah, it's possible because this is one model run scenario. But if I were you, I would kind of envision this a little about 50 to 100 miles farther to the south and west. So if that'll be across portions of southeastern Minnesota, northeastern Iowa, southwestern and southern Wisconsin. And this will kind of propagate its way towards Illinois into the afternoon and evening hours. We could have a more numerous and widespread damaging wind event across northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, eastern and northeastern Iowa, and as well as portions of southeastern Minnesota as we head into the afternoon and evening tomorrow, and that'll propagate its way down to the south, turn into more of a heavy rain threat overnight. We definitely have to watch this feature here. Depending on how this kind of propagates to the south, we could kind of work over that atmosphere here and still even have damaging winds during the overnight hours well after midnight here, as there is a ton of convective available potential energy with this, as you know, this cluster of storms as they drop to the south. And then as you can see, coming on shore to the Pacific Northwest, getting into southwestern Canadian prairies, yet again, another I call it a vort lobe because you have kind of a vorticity with thunderstorms. You need vorticity for storms, so a vort lobe is what it's called technically, or a short wave. Well, we have all of these mid-level disturbances here kind of rounding the ridge, and they had another one coming in toward the southwestern Canadian prairies as we head into your Monday evening into the overnight hours, and that will be kind of the the threat as we head towards Tuesday. Now Tuesday might be kind of an interesting day, kind of in result with two things. Now, what I've been seeing for Tuesday is that if we have severe weather widespread here from the Monday evening event into Tuesday morning, we might kind of work over the atmosphere a lot across portions of the central United States here, especially around the Great Lakes here into the Ohio Valley. Now, if this is the case, then we may see a little bit kind of a lull in the severe weather threat here on Tuesday. Now, the potential here is there for another, mid-level disturbance to round that ridge as we head into the northern Rockies, into the northern plains, the Dakotas in particular, eastern Montana, into northeastern Wyoming, northern and central portions of Nebraska as we head into that, that Tuesday into Wednesday time frame for a potential derecho. Now, some of the models do hint at that, some don't. This one is actually showing a very impressive MCS developing as we head through the morning hours here on Wednesday, and this will actually track more to the east on the portions here, kind of rounding that ridge as we head into southeastern and southern Minnesota. Now, the thing is here, if we have a strong MCS developing on your Tuesday evening, this MCS will be farther to the southwest because that the stronger MCS that happens on your Tuesday evening will actually push that frontal boundary farther south, and these like to ride along a frontal boundary. So this here could be again another 50 to 100 miles to the south and west. So we'll just have to watch and kind of wait and see. The models will be changing here. You almost have to have kind of a nowcast severe weather here, but to kind of see what will happen. A lot of these severe weather events this time of year, you have to kind of wait and see what will happen downstream of the of the cluster of storms that develop to kind of give you kind of the pieces in the puzzle to see what will occur. But as we go into Wednesday evening, we could have a very strong and robust complex of storms developing across portions of the upper Midwest, potentially as far south as the mid-Mississippi Valley, into portions of the middle Missouri Valley. Now, there are signs of a derecho actually developing Wednesday evening here somewhere across the Dakotas into south central Minnesota, and then dropping east-southeasterly towards Des Moines, Iowa, towards Rockford, Illinois, towards Madison, towards Chicago and Milwaukee. So definitely, if you live in these areas, or any family or friends that live from the Dakotas into south central Minnesota, into portions of Iowa here around the Des Moines area, and Madison, Wisconsin, Chicago, Rockford, Illinois, getting down toward the Quad Cities, Madison, I already said Madison, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Definitely give them a call and say, hey, there might be a derecho, there might be a windstorm here upcoming as we head into Wednesday night into Thursday. Now, it is not a guarantee, it is not set in stone, but the models I have seen have been trending that way as we head towards the middle of the week. So I definitely want to give you a couple days lead time to say, hey, there might be a derecho here developing with some very significant wind damage potential as we head towards the middle of the week. So definitely give them a call and warn them about that potential as we head towards that week. Because if you look at this here, this complex of storms develops in South Dakota on this model, and it travels all the way across portions of southern Minnesota in this model run, goes all the way through southern Wisconsin here, crosses Lake Michigan, and goes all the way almost to the mid-Atlantic, and that is classic derecho type setup. So that is definitely something to watch into that time frame. And then again, as we head into Thursday, we got another complex of storms developing up here towards Montana somewhere, into the northern plains, toward the Dakotas, and that could be, again, fostering another threat for a derecho or even a complex of storms diving southward here as we head towards the weekend. Now, this model here, I don't want to talk about next weekend because it is so far away right now. We kind of just got to focus on the next here today, the next couple of days, and going through the middle and end of the week. But I do see, again, another signal as we head in towards late next weekend, as that heat wave starts to break down further here across the central plains. We kind of nudge that ridge to the west here across the desert southwest that's seeing all the drought. We really have to watch the potential for, yet again, another complex of storms getting really fired up towards that Sunday night time frame, towards late next weekend. But again, there is a lot of different possibilities that could occur from this here. I could look at this model run and, 2 more runs from now, and this will be completely just, a white screen with no severe weather here. So definitely something to watch here. Like I said, we definitely just have to watch this moving forward, but the potential is there. The general flavor is there for severe weather and even derechos, those long-lived wind events. So that will be something to watch. Now let's go over to one more model. This is another operational model. It is called the GFS, and it is also known as the American model. And this is the model here that a lot of meteorologists like to use as well, kind of for longer and especially medium and long-range forecasting. So let's kind of go down here to reflectivity and kind of see what the GFS is starting to show here for the 12Z run. This is the midday run, late morning, early afternoon, and let's kind of see what it thinks here. We already looked at the European, we looked at the GEM, or what we call the GDPS here, kind of a Canadian weather model, and now let's look at the American model here, the GFS, and let's see what here we start, see with this. We have the severe weather here. The GFS is agreeing the severe weather across portions of Montana, getting into portions of the Dakotas during the rest of today, getting into this evening, and then as we push towards that Monday morning time frame, it definitely does agree with the European model here in the GDPS or Canadian model that, yes, there's going to be some heavy rainfall across the Dakotas, traveling into portions of Minnesota during the overnight hours into early Monday morning, maybe some stronger weather down into Iowa potentially. That is more conditional upon here if we have enough forcing for ascent in these areas, which means if there's enough lift, we'll get some storms. If not, then we probably won't across those areas, but definitely watching here to the north where we have a little bit of stronger shear in the jet stream. And then as we push towards Monday evening, now this model here is kind of indicative of, okay, we're kind of halfway. We have a storm complex trying to develop, and we don't. So this is kind of what the GFS is showing here. Okay, maybe a severe storm complex developing across southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois Monday afternoon, or maybe not. I mean, the GFS is not really showing too much, not too bullish on this complex on Monday evening. So this is kind of the one thing that I've been noting here, is that these models are just kind of all over the place, and you kind of got to get very close to the event, especially when we're talking about derecho potential toward the middle of the week. If we talk about derechos, it's very hard to discern and kind of, see whether or not you're going to have a derecho over your home, over your city, over the, close to you during the middle of the week. You kind of got to wait till that Tuesday night time frame. So if we're talking about Wednesday night and talking about the potential of derechos here, and we're, only at Sunday afternoon, you're going to think I'm, a clown. You're going to think I'm crazy. But the weather models are trending towards that potential derecho, and I think the strongest signal for that is during that Wednesday, Thursday time frame from the northern plains, from the Dakotas, down through the Midwest here into the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic. Let's see if the GFS agrees, though. Here, as we head to Tuesday evening, I think it is a little too bullish on some of these storms developing across Nebraska. With the ridge developing, you have a lot of sinking air across Nebraska. Yes, you could see some severe weather, but I think the main signal here is for portions of eastern Montana getting into the Dakotas here as we head in towards that Tuesday night into Wednesday time frame. And it kind of agrees. You got a frontal boundary here, a stationary boundary developing and kind of maintaining across the upper and middle Mississippi Valley around northern Illinois, back into portions of Iowa and southern Minnesota. And that's where we kind of got to watch for those complexes to kind of ride along that here as we head towards your Wednesday time frame. Now, this is actually showing the 12Z run, not showing too much in the way of a derecho here, which is, yes, some good news, but some of the other models are showing. So we have to watch for trends. If the GFS kind of falls in line with more of the European or the Canadian model, or if the GFS here kind of says, oh no, I'm going to go my own way, and then the European model here kind of trends towards that, and then the Canadian weather model does as well. So we definitely have to watch this. The signal still is there for some MCSs as we head towards Wednesday evening across the northern plains, and then that'll traverse across portions of the upper Midwest into the Ohio Valley during that period. And I am actually seeing a signal here as I was showing you with the Canadian model. Next Sunday night, there could be a cold front, and a rather potent kind of cold front with a very strong upper level low potentially developing across the southern Canadian prairies. Now, if this happens, the Canadian model was showing us generally in the same location. As we head towards Sunday afternoon, we could have some more severe weather, but like I said, it is about a week out, and I do not like talking about this here a week out, especially regarding severe weather, as this is more, like I said, of a nowcast type of severe weather setup this week, as you won't get the grasp on things until the thunderstorms develop here, if that makes sense. So if you are watching the live stream, I do appreciate everybody tuning in, and I'm just kind of going over weather models today, kind of showing you what we can expect. Yes, we have derecho potential, severe weather potential, and all that flash flooding and heavy rain threat throughout the week. I appreciate everybody tuning in during this holiday weekend. I know everybody's busy out there doing their outdoor festivities, fireworks, and other things. I just wanted to keep everybody ahead of all of the dangerous severe weather potential here this week and kind of give you a little bit of a notice that, hey, we might have derechos later this week, and that is something we definitely need to watch and monitor throughout the week. So definitely leave any comments, questions below. I have the live chat up here, so I will be able to answer any of your questions down there. If you have any questions individually about your weather forecast for your city or for your county, or even for your neck of the woods, if you live in, say, northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, southern portions of Montana, I could just answer those questions for you. Or if you have any just, comments in general about weather or anything here, I like talking about it, even anything sports related. I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be about weather. However, I'm kind of more concerned about the severe weather. So if it was about weather, I appreciate that very much. And even just say hi in the chat. So, I have the live stream chat up here right now, and I don't see any chat right now down there. But if anybody is chatting with me, I definitely will answer those questions. Here's the main gist of it this afternoon. And I hope everybody's having a great 4th of July weekend out there. I know a lot of festivities here. I'm going to a fireworks show myself tonight, so I'll be kind of doing a live stream here just for a little while longer, just kind of giving you the general weather pattern and what to expect. I'll also be doing more frequent live streams during the week this week to keep you ahead of all the severe weather here. So do turn on all your notifications, as I will be doing live streams continuously here periodically throughout the week to keep everybody safe and ahead of all the severe weather. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, definitely subscribe. I do have, short, medium, and long range weather forecasts, and I do appreciate everybody subscribing as we move forward. And if you have not dropped a like in this live stream, please drop the like down there here to kind of get this video out to more and more people. I do appreciate that very much as well. We need everybody to be safe out there. We got a lot of festivities out there this holiday weekend. We got severe weather here today and tomorrow, especially for your 4th of July. We want everybody to stay safe out there, so do please drop a like down there to keep everybody safe and kind of pass this along to more and more people. So I definitely appreciate that, everybody. So if we are talking about severe weather, anybody has the questions down there below, I can definitely answer those. If you can't hear me well, definitely tell me. If you can't see anything well on the screen, it looks blurry to you, definitely tell me. I'll definitely try and fix it for you to kind of give you a better, accurate and kind of more informative weather discussion here today. Let's kind of look more. Let's look at the NAM model. This is more of a higher resolution model, somewhat than in a shorter range model. Kind of going through the next couple of days here. Another model we like to use for severe weather as well. So looking here at the NAM model as we go through the rest of this afternoon. You got the severe weather across Montana, and then here as we head through the evening hours, we got a couple of complexes of storms. We got one down into portions of southern and Nebraska, getting into northern Kansas there, and that could be around the North Platte area, getting over towards Lincoln, Nebraska, and eventually over towards the Omaha area during the well overnight here into the while you're sleeping. So definitely want to have more than one way to get warnings here across these areas as we head through the rest of today into tonight, and then really the rest of this week. If you live in the northern plains, the upper Midwest, the Ohio Valley, or the Mid-Atlantic through the week, even if you're in bed, these things, derechos can happen overnight. I'm not saying you're going to have a derecho, but the potential is there, especially, like I said, toward the middle of the week. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see if that happens as well. And then we got another, few complexes of storms just traversing across the northern plains, portions of the Dakotas, getting into Minnesota and into Iowa during this period. And then as we head in towards tomorrow afternoon, the North American model is actually kind of hinting at, okay, maybe we'll have some showers and storms developing across northern Illinois, eastern Iowa, and southern Wisconsin. Those could turn severe. That could be your severe complex tomorrow afternoon and evening, so we'll have to watch that very carefully. And then we could have some more redevelopment into the evening hours here, depending on the air mass recovery here behind the morning storms. We definitely could be seeing some more severe weather across these areas as we head into that time frame. So definitely watch that. And then like I said, we got another spoke of energy rounding the ridge here across the portions of the northern Rockies that'll be diving down through the northern plains and into the upper middle Mississippi Valley. Could have a complex of storms moving through Detroit. That is potential as we head towards Tuesday morning into the Detroit area. So that is something to watch. Another complex developing back into Montana into your Tuesday morning here as well. So just many complexes of storms. And it's funny that they say complexes because it is a complex forecast. This is a complicated forecast, and a lot of things have to come together for that right derecho potential here to even form as we head towards, the middle of the week. But as we head towards Tuesday, there is a signal, at least on the North American model, of another complex developing across the Dakotas somewhere, or just somewhere in the northern plains. And I'll be kind of showing you throughout the week the different updates from the Storm Prediction Center as they come out with their new outlooks. And we could have, ongoing monsoonal weather as well here. It's not just the severe weather. We still got some monsoonal weather. And even if you live in the southeast, you're kind of more in the popcorn type severe weather potential in the southeast. I would say, even though you're not under a marginal or slight risk in the southeast, there could be a pop-up, smaller hailer type storm, or maybe a gusty wind threat here for a brief period of time. But I don't think anything organized or overly widespread or obnoxious is going to happen across the southeast through the week. The main severe weather mode will be damaging winds, followed by large hail and tornadoes, and that will be found across the northern plains, the Midwest, into the Ohio and Valley, and the Mid-Atlantic. So definitely something to watch. And then I'm seeing a broad signal potentially on Wednesday of maybe a complex of storms traversing across northern Illinois. We'll just have to watch this kind of evolve. The North American model does kind of, come in different waves and woes here. This is actually the 12Z run. Let's go to the 18Z run, and it's kind of showing that same thing. We got kind of a complex moving through northern Illinois, potentially southern Wisconsin, eastern Iowa Wednesday afternoon, and we do have the potential. We have all that instability feeding in from the south. We have all these yellows and oranges and reds, and that does indicate 3,000 to 4,000 joule per kilogram instability, and that is what we could see for severe weather across these areas as we head towards that period. So I've been going over a lot. I hope everybody stays tuned here for the next little bit, as I will be going kind of over some of the severe weather today and tomorrow. I kind of went over the upcoming pattern here, so everybody that just joined me, unfortunately, you missed that. I will try to go over it here kind of more briefly here in a little bit again, but that's kind of the overall weather pattern here, looking at all the different models from the European model, the Canadian model, the GFS, which is the American model, and the North American model of how to expect the potential of severe weather as we head through the week. So let's go back to the HRRR here, and let's go back up here to Montana. Unfortunately, it's kind of the sectors here are kind of stuck. There's not much here data up around the Montana area, so it's kind of just, you got to look at some things, and it's kind of noisy up here with kind of the radar and stuff like that. So I'll give you the best information that I can. But as we head through the rest of this afternoon, some scattered, semi-discrete and at times discrete supercells are possible as we head through the week here, or actually through the rest of the day, rather. I'm losing my mind. But yeah, you can see definitely some severe weather with some supercells, maybe even some 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts in scattered instances are not out of the realm of possibility across portions here of this enhanced risk area, getting into portions there of Montana. We could also have tennis ball to even baseball size hail in isolated instances here as well. And also the threat for heavy rainfall and flash flooding is definitely there as well. So that is something to watch. So looking here in the chat, hello there, Snowies. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great holiday weekend out there, and I hope everybody's having a great time. I know fireworks are going off here, and everybody's kind of wanting those fireworks shows here in your city to kind of go off. Happy 4th of July out there, everybody. Thank you for joining my live stream. I do appreciate each and every one of you very much. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Anybody that has not subscribed, please do, because I definitely will keep you, in line with all the daily weather forecast updates that I provide to you on my YouTube channel. I'll be doing another video potentially later tonight, and if I don't do it tonight, I will do it here as we head into early next week, and to keep you ahead of all of the severe weather happening through the week time frame. So that is something I will be doing. Also be going live. I will be going live throughout the week as well, periodically. Maybe not every single day, but most days this week, I do plan on going live, going over radar analysis. Hopefully my new radar, the Radar Omega app is actually working this time, so I don't have that one radar that likes to load on its own and has a mind of its own. But if not, I guess we could use that again. Just kind of the downside is it load, but I am very passionate about giving everybody a most accurate and most informative, and also, to keep everybody safe out there. That is the most important thing to me, and I hope everybody stays safe out there this holiday weekend and into next week with all the severe weather out there. So thank you to anybody that has subscribed to my channel. If you want to catch me on Twitter, it's HWeather420, capital H, and then Weather420. You could follow me on Twitter as well. I try to keep up with weather forecast updates on there as well, kind of miscellaneous weather discussions and kind of photos on there as well with weather stuff related content as well on my Twitter page. So that is capital H Weather420, capital H Weather420. You can definitely follow me on there. It's Weather on the Go as well on the Twitter page. So if you want to follow me on there, I am on there as well. So thank you everybody for joining. You tried sending I tried sending you a video, but it wouldn't go through. Oh, Snowies. Yeah, what was the video of? Did you finally get your thunderstorms up there in Toronto? I know there's this active pattern is going to be favorable, even for southeast Canada, to maybe even get in on a couple of complexes of storms, just depending on the trajectory and just how they move and develop here will be all of the difference across those areas. So definitely be keeping an eye on that. So if anybody has any questions in the chat, I definitely will be able to answer those, or just comment here, say hi, anything like that. I hope everybody's having a great and happy 4th of July weekend out there. 4th of July is tomorrow. Like I said, all the fireworks shows are going on here. I'm going to one tonight in Northern Illinois here myself. I'll be leaving here in a little while, so I'm going to kind of be wrapping up the live stream here rather shortly. But I did want to kind of mention the severe weather today, and also kind of give you through to all of the kind of the upcoming week, as we do have derecho potential. Like I said, if you live in the Midwest, if you live from the Dakotas to Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, north central Illinois, and then down through a broad brushed area around the Ohio Valley to mid-Atlantic. If you have any family members near the Milwaukee area, Chicago, Peoria, Illinois, Rochester, Minnesota, on up towards Fargo, area, Des Moines, Iowa, getting down towards Detroit, maybe even Cincinnati, getting down towards Indianapolis, definitely give them a call or a text and say, hey, there might be a potential windstorm later on this week, and we definitely keeping an eye on it for you. And they also can join here as well on the YouTube page. You can definitely give them the link here. Copy the link as well and kind of send it to them, as I will be, like I said, doing live streams covering this all week long. And if we do have a derecho potential, I live in northern Illinois, so I am kind of in line with the potential for some strong storms even tomorrow, as I myself am actually in a slight risk across northern Illinois tomorrow. So if I can, I might actually try to get you some kind of live coverage on the storms from outside my house tomorrow if it warrants. So, of course, by staying safe here as well. If things get too bad, I won't be, going outside in the middle of a lightning storm or anything like that. But definitely will be giving you more coverage kind of during the storm. And I might go storm chasing just depending on, but these storms are going to be moving so quickly that they might here kind of be a little nebulous to kind of go storm chasing. That's more of kind of a tornadic setup type stuff to go storm chasing for. These are more of windstorm kind of complexes of storms developing. We're not going to have a big outbreak of tornadoes. Yeah, you could see a couple of tornadoes here each day across these areas before the upscale growth in the MCS or mesoscale convective systems, as we call them, move on through. But for the most part, it's mainly a damaging wind threat. It's mainly a damaging wind threat followed by large hail here as a secondary threat. And then I guess you could call the third threat here tornadoes, kind of behind the large hail threat. And actually, really, the main threat will be heavy rainfall ahead of damaging winds even. So it'll kind of go heavy rain, damaging winds, large hail, and then tornadoes here after that. So, but still, either way you cut it here, you can get all three modes here, severe weather. And severe weather also comes in the form of flash flooding. So you do not want to drive on any flooded roadways as well. And that is something that I like to say here, as many meteorologists have said before, turn around, don't drown, and you will be safe as well. And don't drive over flooded roadways at night. You can't see them, and you cannot see what's in front of you if the road's washed out or whatnot. So definitely keep safe distance away from the floodwaters, especially at night, as you cannot see what is happening there. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Let's see here in the chat. Storm last year too, Snowies. That's pretty cool. I love seeing cloud pictures, and I love seeing storm pictures. So if you guys have any storm pictures on there, you guys can follow me on Twitter and send them to me as well. And if you can't hear, I do have a Discord as well, as I can also give you my Discord here as I'm kind of getting more organized with my YouTube channel and everything. I can give you that as well to send me more kind of videos and pictures of storm related content here, from derechos to individual storms. If you have any tornado pictures, any cool like wall clouds or shelf clouds out there, anything like that, funnel clouds, I can definitely take that. Any pictures of hail, lightning, rainbows, anything, all weather related content, fog. I mean, I will look at anything, and I might actually, if you guys send them in to me, and if I put my Discord out here, I'll give you my Discord here once I kind of get more set up here on my Discord more in the coming week. And if you guys have any storm-related content here, whether it's a video or a picture of, like I said, the rainbows or the derechos or, wall cloud, anything like that, you can send to me, and I will actually pick one person per week, one person per day to actually put on my videos, to show those pictures on my videos here on YouTube. So if you do so, I will be able to do one person per day. I'll show you pictures of their capturing of all the severe weather and stuff on my videos as I do my YouTube videos every single morning. So that will be something I am willing to do. So let's see here. I tried through email since I don't do Twitter. Okay, I'll reach out to you later, Snowies. I'll reach out to you later, either today or tomorrow sometime. I know I'm busy here. Like I said, later I'm going to a fireworks show, and then I have some other festivities with family members I'm doing tonight as well, kind of going to listen to some live music. There's a festival in town, so I'm kind of going down to listen to all the festivities, kind of the live music and entertainment, and then kind of watching the fireworks later on this evening. So I'm kind of busy tonight, but I definitely will reach out to you, Snowies. And okay, wall cloud. Okay, yeah, I'll reach out to you, and we'll get that, and I'll take a look at that as we head at least the next couple of days, Snowy. So don't you worry, I'll get it one way or another through email or Discord. I'll give you my Discord potentially if email doesn't work out for you as well. So anybody have any questions out there? I definitely can answer those. Anybody watching, if it's related to longer range weather forecasts, the severe weather here today or through the week, or even the tropics. I can even cover the tropics here as well if anybody has any questions. Now, if you see this on the screen and it looks blurry to you, please tell me. Does it look blurry to anybody out there? And if you cannot hear me clearly, please tell me as well, as I will be definitely definitely fix that for you guys as well. And I kind of will be wrapping this up here shortly. I kind of, covered the kind of the longer range, somewhat of, the rest of the week kind of weather pattern. And I will be going live again probably tomorrow sometime, and probably here throughout the week, like I said, periodically, to get you kind of a update on all that stuff as well. Wasn't there a Hurricane Colin? No, Colin was not a hurricane. Colin was far, far, far from a hurricane, Snowies. Colin developed very quickly off the outer banks here of, of the Carolinas, and then kind of shifted off here to the northeast, and it kind of was a anomaly, I guess, event. It just, if you call it that, it just developed out of nowhere, basically. Somewhat caught the National Hurricane Center off guard a little bit. They did have a kind of a development area for that, potentially a lower end chance, and then all of a sudden it developed, and then it didn't really sustain its own too much here, and then within 12 hours it weakened below tropical depression status. So it only got up to a weak tropical storm status, if you even really call it that. It was a pretty disorganized system, but nevertheless, it was across portions of the Carolinas, especially the coastal areas from Myrtle Beach on up towards, down towards Charleston, and on up here in the outer banks of North Carolina and Virginia. So nothing too bad on that. Okay, yeah, you saw it, didn't hear about it. Yeah, I didn't even hear about it, because I knew there was an area that they were investigating for the potential of a system developing on the Carolina coast, but they didn't do, they were investigating it, obviously, but they didn't know it was going to erupt that quickly. So, and that's just kind of the atmosphere. We're in a La Nina right now, a weak to moderate La Nina, and with this tropical weather very active, there are going to be bouts where the National Hurricane Center even gets caught off guard, or just puts a low end 10 to 20% area of development in 5 days, and all of a sudden you have a storm the next day. It's such a volatile environment. You have very warm waters across portions of the Gulf. And here, let me show you that now, actually, with using the ocean analysis. Look at the last 7 days of, the last, few days of, let's see, did I click on the right one? 7-day change here. You can see the cooler waters. There's cooler waters right along portions here of the coastal Gulf Coast there, from Texas to coastal Louisiana, into portions there of coastal Mississippi, Alabama, Northwest Florida Panhandle. But that is because there was a system there across portions of Texas and Louisiana that caused all that heavy rain, kind of stirred up some of that water from beneath. But the Gulf of Mexico will rebound. Most of the Gulf still is pretty warm. The Bay of Campeche here down toward Mexico is very warm. We got a warm Caribbean starting up here. We got a pretty warm Western Atlantic here as well, just to the east of where Colin was. Although there is a signal here in the last few runs as well that there's been a lot of cooler anomalies starting to develop across portions of the Windward Islands eastward towards the African coast. So any kind of open wave that comes off Africa really won't have a chance the next week or two of really becoming anything, just due to the fact that there's cooler waters here and also a lot of shear in the environment as well. Now, a different story across the Eastern Pacific, as there is actually a warmer temperature anomalies across these areas, as there's actually potentially major hurricane that could develop across portions just to the west of the Mexican coast and to the southwest of the Baja of California. We could have a higher end, potentially up to around Category 3 or even 4 hurricane. Is not out of the realm of possibility. I was just looking at some of the hurricane weather models earlier today, and there's actually getting more bullish, a couple of them from last night's run, and actually showing potentially up to near Category 4 strength across the open waters of the Eastern Pacific. So definitely something to watch, although the good news is it is open, over the open waters. But look at all the warm waters here across portions of the Eastern Pacific here, and there's no surprise that with all this warm water that you got all this potentially dangerous weather with the major hurricanes. And like I said, with the warm water starting to develop more in the Gulf, the Bay of Campeche, down through the Caribbean with time, most of the Atlantic here as we get towards later in the months here of July, August, September, we'll definitely start to see more activity across these areas as well. So thank you for bringing that up, Snowies. I was going to talk about that, but I definitely forgot about it. But thank you for bringing it up. I definitely appreciate that. Kind of giving everybody kind of an insight on that. Let's kind of look at let's look at what Tropical Storm Bonnie looks like right now. This is Tropical Storm Bonnie, and now it is a pretty strong tropical storm. It was more organized earlier here today and last night. It has become a little less organized, but I do think it is going to really start to it is going to start to become a hurricane rather soon, as like I showed you, all those open waters, very warm and almost hot across the eastern Pacific. We have water temperatures probably in the 80s across those areas here. I haven't really dissected whether or not they're in the 80s, but there are nevertheless, the anomalies of the waters in the eastern Pacific are, not off the charts to say, but they are very warm, so that will sustain a potential eye wall with these type. There's going to be an eye wall start to develop, and then potentially a major hurricane as it heads westward away from the coastline there in Mexico. So this will mainly be over the open waters. So that is some good news there. Now, if anybody has any questions in the chat, I definitely can answer those. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so as well, as it looks like I'm up to 140 subscribers. I appreciate that, and I hope everybody tries to help me get up to 200 subscribers, kind of my new goal now, getting up to 200 subscribers. So if you have family, friends, relatives, anybody that could benefit from my channel here, doing all these live streams and all these daily weather forecast videos, I definitely do this for you guys, and then I do it for me. I do it for you guys only, and I do it just to keep everybody safe out there, and I'll be doing that here for as long as I possibly can here. I love the weather. I used to live in Naples, Florida. I know all about hurricanes. I've been through 3 of them, including Hurricane Charlie when I lived there when I was younger. I'm only 21 years old right now, turning 22 in November, so during the middle of hurricane season, toward the end of hurricane season, I'll be turning 22 already, the big 2-2. So I will definitely be more excited to do this, kind of gaining my knowledge more on hurricanes. I've been, a severe weather freak, as I guess you could say, with kind of researching more severe weather type of stuff. I'm more on the severe weather end of things. I'm trying to learn more about hurricanes and stuff, but I'm really starting to grasp kind of the general idea of this, the last, few months or so, and I'm really starting to gain ground on how these develop. But I still have a long ways to go, so it's all about learning, and definitely something I'm looking forward to moving forward. Thanks everybody for subscribing. Looks like I'm up to 141 now. Thank you guys, everybody, for subscribing. I definitely appreciate everybody out there. Thank you very much, and I hope everybody's having an amazing 4th of July weekend out there. Hope everybody has a very awesome fireworks show out there as well this weekend, and if not tonight, then tomorrow or even beyond. I hope everybody's enjoying that. Like I said, I'm going to a fireworks show later today, and I'm also listening to some live music later today as well. Here, we kind of have a festival in town that I'll be kind of attending here later today and tomorrow as well. So kind of doing that. But even in between, I will be, like I said, updating you guys on all the severe weather criteria through the week with the Storm Prediction Center's help with kind of their outlooks, and then kind of dissecting all the weather models here as well for you guys, ranging from the short range, the HRRR, the high resolution rapid refresh model as it's called, or the North American model, the GFS, the European, the whole 9 yards. I will be keeping it covered for you guys moving forward through the week. And like I said before here in the chat, if you guys have anybody who live in the Midwest, especially from the upper Midwest into portions here of the Northern Plains, into the Ohio Valley, potentially the Great Lakes here at times, and then down into portions of the Mid-Atlantic here, especially the Western Mid-Atlantic, definitely want to give them a call or text and say, hey, you might be in line for derecho potential, especially around Tuesday through Thursday time frame, especially centered around Wednesday, and that could be something that we'll have to watch moving forward. And I will keep you guys updated on this. I will not leave you empty-handed on any of the severe weather threat. Like I said, I'm a severe weather guy. I love keeping everybody informed on all the severe weather and kind of giving you my expertise or accurate and most informative weather forecast for you guys to keep you up to date, whether it's a daily forecast video that I upload here to YouTube, or whether it's a live stream here that I'm doing now to keep you ahead of all the storms. And I also keep you ahead of with all the tropical weather as well. So if anybody has any tropical questions, I definitely am open to that as well. Because I'm awesome. Thank you, Snowies. You're just as awesome, if not more awesome than me. You are awesome keeping the chat alive. I appreciate you joining every time I do a live stream. I definitely appreciate you chatting with me, being very interactive. Definitely appreciate that. And I hope you're having a great 4th of July weekend. I'm 2 years older than your son. Well, there you go. There you go, Snowies. I bet your son's pretty smart as well. What's your son's profession? Does he like meteorology too? I mean, I love weather. I've loved weather. Like I said, I was in 3 different hurricanes when I lived in Naples, Florida for many years when I was younger, and I just got interested in the weather, just seeing all the hurricanes is like, oh, that's kind of interesting, and just kind of, just got more involved in, researching about weather and reading different things about weather online and just saying, hey, this is what I want to do. And now here I am just talking about the weather and keeping you guys informed on all of the different kind of dynamics the atmosphere and Mother Nature likes to have as well. And like I said, Mother Nature knows it's the 4th of July as well, and she's going to have lots of fireworks here for you guys. You have a lot of severe weather through the northern plains, the upper Midwest, and the Ohio Valley through the week here, starting high with a kind of a higher end threat for severe weather today. You got a level 3 of 5, an enhanced risk from east central Montana getting into the western North Dakota. You got a large slight risk zone here across the Dakotas, getting down into central and western Nebraska. Even far northern Kansas cannot be ruling out, an isolated to scattered severe thunderstorm potential as well. And then you got that kind of the remnants of Colin across portions here of the Carolinas, getting into the coastal Virginia there, especially along the outer banks here. Maybe some isolated gusty winds. That kind of threat is starting to wane by each minute that goes by as this kind of really weakens and pushes off. The main mode is going to be up here in the portions of Montana, and you're probably not used to getting enhanced risks up here into Montana, but definitely with a strong ridge centered across Texas, that is definitely something to watch. And speaking of a ridge, we talked about the severe weather. Let's kind of transition more to looking at the heat out there. We got a lot of heat, and heat is another threat of severe weather as well. It's kind of more excessive heat. You got to be, aware of all the heat out there. Today's highs did reach near 100 across portions of the Red River here, down towards the Dallas-Fort Worth area, maybe reaching 100 there, maybe just shy. I'm not sure if Roy is in the chat here or live. If you are, Roy, then tell me. I wonder how hot it did get down there. And he lives, I think, down in northeast Texas, so that is something I'm interested in. But even as we head into tomorrow, the 100-degree readings will start to really expand across portions here of the central and southern plains, getting up toward the Missouri Valley. So if you live in the Ozarks, you'll be in the mid to upper 90s tomorrow. With the high dew points in the 70s, you could easily be touching 105, maybe close to 110 with the heat index. You got widespread 100s here from central and southern portions there of Nebraska, getting all the way down through Kansas, including the Wichita, Topeka areas, reaching the low 100s. We could be near 100 in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, 103 potentially up towards the Wichita Falls and along the Red River. And then as we move into Tuesday, look at all the lower 100s here being felt from portions of Des Moines, Iowa, all the way south and westward towards portions of Texas. We could have widespread 105-degree temperature readings from Oklahoma down into north central Texas as we head into your Tuesday early this week. We could even be in the low to mid 90s across the Chicagoland area here. And you can see here along where we have all that active weather pattern and kind of a boundary setting up across the northern plains with all the severe weather. You have here portions of these areas seeing the 70s as well. And then moving forward here to your Wednesday, the widespread 100s will be more prominent across the central southern plains, as we have here 105, potentially close to 105 there in the Wichita Falls area. So that is something to watch. And let's kind of look at how much rain to expect. We got, let's see here, over the next 72 hours, this goes all the way through Wednesday evening here. And this is Wednesday, July 6th evening. You can expect multiple inches of rainfall where we have those active complexes of storms here kind of riding along that boundary across portions of the Dakotas, eastern Montana, getting down to the Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, and then northern Illinois, and then kind of rounding its way down towards the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic. We could have spots within there that could be, seeing 1 to 4 plus inches of rain, especially if you get repeated rounds of rain or training of thunderstorms, as we call it, kind of training over the same areas. But look at high and dry with all that high heat across portions of Texas, getting up into Oklahoma, Kansas, the Missouri Valley, down towards portions of the western Dixie Alley, maybe some heavy rainfall with some pop-up, popcorn storms, as we call them, into the southeast along the Florida coast, all the way up here into the Tennessee Valley. Very dry across portions of the desert Southwest, in exception to the monsoonal weather that'll continue from New Mexico on up through Colorado. But California largely up through the entire state of Nevada, so Las Vegas down through Los Angeles, portions of Sacramento, San Diego, all these areas, Salt Lake City, Phoenix, Death Valley, all these areas will be very dry, and the worsening drought will continue across these areas, with these areas already in a severe, extreme, and even exceptional drought. It will be no good for those areas, as we'll definitely have some worsening drought to contend with as we head through the rest of this week and even in towards the middle of July. A matter of fact, here not seeing much of a pattern change for the Southwest, unfortunately, so the drought will continue to worsen. So let's look in the chat here. He enjoys cooking. Okay, that's cool. Let's see. Drew Ferguson says, so what do you think for Lincoln, Nebraska for a few days for severe weather? So let me go back here for you, Drew, to the Storm Prediction Center's updates here today. So this is their latest update that came out about 3 o'clock this afternoon, and they actually have Lincoln, Nebraska in a slight risk of severe weather today. You have a chance of maybe here a 2% chance of an isolated tornado today, but the higher end chance will be more for that strong damaging wind threat for much of Nebraska, and especially as you get up here towards the Dakotas and into east central Montana, with potentially 75 plus mile hour winds being here across South Dakota into southwestern North Dakota and east central Montana. And then you kind of have a lower end potential hail threat as well, 5 to 15% there, Drew, today. And then for you, Drew, tomorrow you have a kind of a marginal risk maybe to your north, or you're kind of along that boundary there. Not much severe weather tomorrow for you, maybe an isolated pop-up strong storm for you there, Drew, tomorrow. And then as you head again into your Tuesday, Drew, into portions of central and especially into northern Nebraska, you have another slight risk, that marginal to slight risk type of setup as you head in towards that period. So that is something to watch. And like I said many times, we do have the potential of a derecho or two, potentially a couple derechos developing toward the middle and end of this week. So that will be something I will keep my eye on. And I know the Storm Prediction Center is keeping their eye on here as well. And once they update their outlooks, I will kind of pass them along to you throughout the days as well. And I don't want to discount the threat, like I said, of the slight risk of severe weather across the lower Ohio Valley, getting into the mid-Atlantic here, as well as portions into the southern portions of New England. This includes PA from Pittsburgh over towards Baltimore, Philadelphia getting close here as well, Washington, D.C., down through Charleston, West Virginia, near the Richmond area, getting back towards Cincinnati, and then portions just to the south there of Indianapolis, getting in towards Kentucky there. We do have a threat for the, level 2 of 5, that slight risk for severe weather as we head towards that Tuesday time frame. So that is definitely something to watch. So anybody that is in the chat, definitely ask any questions here, like Drew and Snowy's have been doing here. I definitely appreciate them answering, or rather asking questions or just commenting in the chat, being very interactive. I do love interactive people, so do be interactive on the chat. And I definitely love how people are asking questions here, because this is my job, is to keep everybody informed, everybody safe, and a very accurate reading on things through the rest of this week. So if anybody has any other questions, do not hesitate to ask, as I will definitely be in line to answering those very effectively for you out there. So definitely be sure to do so. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so as well. I'm up to 141 subscribers. I'm trying to get up to here, I'm trying to get up to around 175 to 200 subscribers. My new goal is 200, so please help me out if you haven't subscribed. And if you have any family members or friends, anything that could benefit from this channel, whether it's live streams or the short, medium, or long-range weather forecast, I'll definitely be able to provide them for you in the coming days, weeks, months, years ahead. So definitely will be doing that. And if you have not already, also like the live stream as well. I can see 13 likes down there. I appreciate everybody liking up the live stream, smashing that like button down there. I definitely appreciate that. Smash that like button some more. Definitely, the more likes we get, the more we get this out to more and more people, and I definitely appreciate that as well. As if we do get this out to more and more people with more likes down there, it keeps everybody safe, and that is definitely what I'm here for, is to keep everybody safe out there. And I will be doing more live streams, like I said, throughout the week. So just turn all your notifications on, and when I do, go live, I can do this all week long, periodically throughout the week, from tomorrow all the way through Friday or so, covering all the daily severe weather. And if there's any updates, I know if there's any days that we have upgrades to enhanced or slight risk days, we'll definitely be keeping this covered for you throughout the week. And I'll be periodically throughout the week. I don't know about tomorrow. I might have a video heading into tomorrow. You'll have to kind of tune in, kind of go to my YouTube channel to check that out if I do. If not, I will definitely have another video update for you guys heading into Tuesday morning. But nevertheless, I might probably go live tomorrow if I don't have a video either way, or if I do have a video. So you have that potential as well. I'm not saying I will go live tomorrow because I know it's the 4th of July, but I definitely will have a strong possibility to go live to kind of keep everybody safe out there through that time frame as well. So definitely like that. Definitely like helping everybody out there. Our fireworks were delayed a day for thunderstorms we never got. Yeah, I mean, sometimes the weather likes to, Mother Nature, like I said, this is Mother Nature's fireworks, is all the severe weather and all the heat out there. And she works in mysterious ways sometimes, and sometimes you roll the dice and you don't have thunderstorms, and you say, it's better to plan ahead sometimes, and sometimes the plan doesn't work your way, and you cancel the city's fireworks, and then all of a sudden it doesn't storm for you, and it doesn't work out the way it should. But I hope you get your fireworks snowies there, and I hope you get to see fireworks, the days to come, because fireworks shows are awesome. I love fireworks. Yeah, thank you for liking it up, Snowies. I appreciate it. If you have any friends, Snowies, that could benefit from this channel as well, I definitely will appreciate that if they can subscribe, like my videos, everything like that. Anybody else who has friends, family, I definitely appreciate everybody joining this live stream today. Hope everybody's having a great 4th of July weekend out there. I know tomorrow's the 4th of July, so I hope everybody's having a great time outside, enjoying the firework displays out there, any of the festivities, whether it's live music to eating funnel cakes at the carnival. I mean, I love the carnival sometimes. Going to eat those funnel cakes and corn dog and all that stuff is definitely the time of year for that. Just gotta, take the radar with you on your phone app, or even benefit off my live stream throughout the week here when I go live. Turn all your notifications on, and I will keep you informed on all the severe weather to come through the week. So I'm going to be wrapping this up here probably around 5:30. So if you have any questions, definitely answer those. Drew Ferguson says, so I have a question about Lincoln, Nebraska. My question was, when do you think the storms will start for my area? Let's see. Today, you mean? Storms today, let's look here. Let's go to the higher resolution model here today. This is the HRRR that we like to look at, Drew. And this is what's called the HRRR is a high resolution rapid refresh model, and this is giving you a very accurate reading on what we could expect. So let me go to the most okay, so this is the most recent run of this, Drew, and this is what we can expect. As we head through the afternoon, we got some storms popping up across the panhandle here of Nebraska through the rest of this afternoon. As we head into the evening, we'll start to see some consolidation of these storms pushing into kind of a loosely organized line or a broken line across west central portions there of Nebraska, maybe a couple supercells developing across southern Nebraska into northern Kansas into the early evening hours tonight, the next few hours, and then it'll really start to develop into kind of a cluster of strong thunderstorms. Maybe some gusty winds, maybe some large hail. This is probably into the overnight hours here, Drew, probably after 9 o'clock this evening, and this will drop some heavy and torrential rainfall here, definitely possible. That is probably the number one threat with these storms, is the heavy rainfall and isolated flash flooding, and then followed by the damaging winds. You could have some large hail, and you also have to watch maybe an overnight risk for a strong maybe not a strong tornado, but maybe an isolated tornado is possible into the overnight hours, and this will kind of transition more to a heavy rain threat as these shift into western Iowa with still an attendant large hail and damaging wind threat here as they kind of consolidate. So, Drew, probably for your area in Lincoln, Nebraska, I'd say from any time between about 7 o'clock this evening and about midnight tonight, it would be a good bet. So pretty much all evening long, be looking out for the potential of some strong to severe storms and some heavy rainfall for your area. I hope that answers your question for you. So definitely thank you for asking, and I definitely hope I gave you enough information on that. So between about 7 o'clock this evening, Central Daylight Time, to about midnight Central Daylight Time is the time to watch out there, Drew. I'm just glad it's finally back to normal this year and we can do the fun things like carnivals. Yeah, I'm glad too. I'm glad everybody's healthy, and I hope everybody's staying healthy out there with the flu going around. I know there's strep throat going around, whoopee cough, all that stuff. But I hope everybody's staying safe out there with the weather, and staying safe out there here with the the viruses as well. and I'm glad everything's back as well, Snowy. So yeah, I appreciate that. And you can't go wrong with a funnel cake. You really can't. You can't go wrong with a corn dog or a funnel cake at the carnival, elephant ears, anything like that. If you ask me, and I go to the fireworks, I can't watch fireworks without a funnel cake or a corn dog. It just can't happen. So I'll probably be at the line in the corn dog stand or the funnel cake stand, I'm sure, later tonight before the fireworks go off. So thanks everybody for watching, and I hope everybody has a great rest of their day out there. I'm going to be wrapping this up here in the next couple minutes, and do tune back in. As like I said, I might be going live tomorrow. I probably have another video either tomorrow, tomorrow morning or Tuesday morning. So definitely keep your tabs on that, and I will definitely be helping you out and keeping you updated with all the severe weather moving forward. So thank you for watching, everybody, and I hope everybody has a great and happy 4th of July out there. Thank you very much. It's cotton candy and candy apples for me. There you go, Snowies. That's the way to go. There you go. Yeah, definitely agree there. How about that? Yeah, candy apples, you can't go wrong with that. That is definitely something good as well. I got a sweet tooth myself, so I can't lie there. My sweet tooth is, like I said, funnel cakes and elephant ears, stuff like that. So all right, well, thank you everybody for tuning in, and I will keep you informed on the severe weather here on the live stream coming up, and also here keeping you in line with all the daily weather forecast updates. And do turn all notifications on for through the rest of the week as well. And also follow me on Twitter to know as well when I will be doing that. And Snowies, I will be reaching out to you for the email for that wall cloud picture for you as well, either later today or tomorrow. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching and joining the live stream and liking it up here as well. Oh, hey there. Nice to see you streaming again. Oh, never mind. Seems no, you did join here just now. But if you have a question, I can answer it real quick for you. BDT 2002. If you have a question, I definitely can answer that for you real quick. If not, I'm going to be wrapping this up here. But I will be going live later this week. So if you have any questions around then, I will be able to answer those as well. Have a fun night. Thanks for keeping us updated. You're welcome, Snowies, and I'll be reaching out to you with the wall cloud picture here later today or tomorrow. So thank you very much for doing that for me, and I'll be reaching out. So, all right, everybody, I hope everybody has a great rest of their weekend, and happy 4th of July out there, and I'll talk to you very soon as we have more severe weather coming up this week. And definitely watch the radar and keep multiple ways to get warnings, and I hope everybody has a safe and happy 4th of July. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.